I've been using Ringke's cases for many years now, and they're my favorite go-to case when I'm looking for something that's not going to break the bank, but give me some pretty good all-around everyday protection. And in this video, we're going to go through Ringke's cases for the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I'm going to let you know how they fit, how they feel, how strong the MagSafe magnet is on the back of each case. I'm going to tell you what my personal favorite case is, and by the end of this video, you'll know which one is right for you. So let's get into it. So the first Ringke case we're going to take a look at is the Rugged Gear Magnetic. We'll see how much this case weighs. 51.2 grams. This case has a nice subtle kind of texturing on the back. The whole case is a little bit flexible, not really rigid. It does have a MagSafe ring on the inside, and it also has a full coverage camera protector on the back, which I like. So we'll put our phone inside the case. Feels good in the hand. Buttons protrude off the case really good, so you can very easily find each button. It does have a little bit of a grip to it because it's got some texturing on the side. The buttons are also nice and clicky and very easily pressable. If we look at the case from the side, we can see how much of a raised edge we get around the phone. It also doesn't add a lot of extra bulk to the phone. I do like the oversized volume and action button, which also does have some texturing on it to help with grip. You can see the little texturing on the side, lanyard hole here, cutouts on the bottom. We've got our power button, which is also textured, and we have a cutout for our camera button on the back. Again, you can see that kind of subtle texturing on the side, so you don't see any fingerprints. We have that full coverage camera protector on the back, and we also have a slight raised edge all the way around the camera. We also do have some reinforcements in the edges for drop protection. Check out the MagSafe with our Qi2 wireless charger. Clips onto the back, charges the phone immediately. And as far as the hold, it's got a nice strong hold on the back, so you don't have to worry about your phone just coming off your MagSafe accessory. And it also rotates pretty easily as well. Very nice so far. Now let's test out our camera button. So you just kind of get your finger in that little cutout. Access your camera. As far as touch, you're touching the camera, and the cutout is pretty shallow, so you can very easily access that button. Yeah, no problems there. Working really well. So this is a very nice protective case. It's got a nice strong MagSafe ring on the back, full coverage camera protector, reinforced edges, oversized buttons to make it easy to find and press. And it just seems like it gives you some pretty good protection, again, at a price that's not going to break the bank. So I would definitely recommend this, and this is probably going to be one of my favorite cases. And then here we have the RINGKE Alles case. This case does have a MagSafe ring that acts as a kickstand on the back, and it's got a really nice satisfying rotation as well. It's got a full coverage camera protector. And it also seems to be a two-piece design as well. So let's see how much this case weighs. 61.1 grams. Put our phone inside the case. Feels pretty good in the hand. It does have some texturing on the side to help with the grip. As far as the buttons are nice and clicky, easily pressable. The only thing is they're almost flush with the case. They don't really give you a lot of like texturing to figure out which button you're actually pressing if you're not looking at the case. If we take a look at the side, you can see how much of a raised edge we get on the front of the phone. And you can see that it doesn't add a lot of extra bulk to the phone, but we do have some slight texturing on the bottom and the side. Cutouts on the bottom. Our power button, which is kind of weird looking and textured, and it actually has a camera button on the side. On the back, it's got that MagSafe ring that also acts as your kickstand, and it's got a really satisfying click when you rotate it. So you can use your phone in a landscape, or you can also rotate it down in a portrait mode with a lot of different angles that you can angle your phone, and then it folds right back into the bottom or the back of the case We also have a full coverage camera protector here that does come up pretty good up above our lenses. It's a pretty nice, interesting case. Let's check out the MagSafe. Clips onto the back, charges your phone immediately. And as far as the hold, it's got a pretty good hold, but like all cases that have the kickstand where the MagSafe is, the hinge is going to be the weakest point. So, your case will kind of flop around if you happen to move it like this. But as far as the magnetic hold, it seems to have a pretty good hold on the back of the case. I can't do my regular test because the hinge, again, is that weak point and it's just going to, kind of flop around. But it seems to have a pretty good, strong magnetic hold on the back. Now let's test out our camera button. Opens up the camera. As far as touch, touch seems to be working pretty good as well. Yeah, no issues there. So pretty good. So not a bad looking case. I'm not too partial to the two-piece design cases. I don't like the fact that this plastic back piece can kind of come off the phone. Even though this seems to be on there pretty good, I'm just not partial to it. That doesn't mean it's a bad case. That's just my preference. I do, however, like the kickstand on the back that has that like that clicky feel. Feels pretty cool, and the case does seem like it's really protective. Again, the buttons on the side, I would kind of like them a little bit more pronounced, so it'd be a little easier to find with your fingers, but not a bad case overall. And then here we have the Ringke Onyx magnetic case. This is just another simple case that does have MagSafe built in. You can see it's really flexible. We'll see how much this case weighs. 41.5 grams. Feels pretty light. Put our phone in the case. Fits the phone really well. Feels good in the hand. It does have a slight texturing on the side to help with grip. As far as the buttons are nice and clicky, easily pressable, and they only slightly come off the edge of the case, but you can still feel them if you run your fingers over it. If we take a look at it from the side, you can see that it doesn't add a lot of extra bulk to the phone, and we also do have a pretty good raised edge on the top and the bottom of the case, not so much in the middle, so it's a little easier for you to swipe back and forth. We have some reinforcements in the edges for drop protection. We've got that texturing on the side, a lanyard hole, cutouts on the bottom, power button on the other side, and a cutout for your camera button on the back. It's got that kind of that subtle texturing, which feels pretty nice. Full coverage camera cover, and we also have some little rings around our camera lenses for protection there too. Looks pretty nice. Let's test out our MagSafe. Clips right onto the back, charges your phone immediately. And as far as the hold, it's got an okay hold. It's not the strongest, but it's not super weak. It should definitely keep your phone on your MagSafe accessory, and you can also rotate it fairly easily as well. And I believe this also comes in different colors too if you don't just want black. And then as for the camera cutout, easily press the button for your camera, and it's pretty shallow, so you're actually touching the camera button pretty easily, so you can easily access everything that you need. No problems there. Another pretty nice, simple case. And then here we have the Ringke Fusion Bold case. This case looks pretty nice. Has some really nice texturing on the side that I'll tell you about in just a minute why I like it so much. This case does have some stickers on the back and on the inside that you want to remove. It's got a nice matte back, which I love. There's also a sticker on the inside. That's glossy. We'll see how much this case weighs. 42.2 grams. We'll put our phone inside the case. Feels really good in the hand. And this case is the only other case that I've ever felt that uses these little micro textures. There's only one other case that I've ever tested that has the same thing. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Let me know in the comments below. But this does really feel good in the hand. Buttons, nice and clicky, very easily pressable. If we take a look at the case from the side, you can see that it's got a nice raised edge on the top and the bottom of the case. Doesn't add a lot of extra bulk either. You can see that micro texturing on the side, lanyard hole, cutouts on the bottom, power button on the other side, along with the cutout for your camera button. And on the back, it's got that nice transparent matte backing, so it'll keep down the fingerprints, but you can see the color of your phone. We've got our MagSafe ring and a full camera cover on the back as well, with these little raised rings for your camera lenses. So let's test out our MagSafe. Clips onto the back, charges your phone immediately, and as far as the hold, it's got a pretty good hold on the back. Not super strong, but it's not super light either. I definitely don't think you have to worry about your case just falling off your MagSafe accessory. Should be on there pretty good, and it also rotates pretty easily as well. And then for the camera button, just kind of press that in, access your camera, and you can very easily access everything you need from here because you're actually touching the button. And it's pretty shallow too, so you don't have to worry about digging your finger inside there. Really nice case. I'm definitely another fan of this case. I do like the matte backing, keeps down the fingerprints. It's got a pretty nice magnetic hold on the back. I love the micro texturing on the side, and I like the raised edges on the front of the case. And then here we have the Ringke silicone case. This case is covered in all silicone, feels nice and soft, and it has some microfiber on the inside to help keep your phone scratch free, along with the MagSafe ring. Let's see how much this case weighs. 49.5 grams. And this case also does have a camera button on the side, not a cutout. So we'll put our phone inside the case. Fits the phone pretty nicely. It does feel good in the hand. It feels exactly like silicone. It's nice and soft. And it's got
to do that, you'll need to turn off airplane.
It's got a little bit of a grip to it. As far as the buttons on the side, nice and clicky, easily pressable. If we look at the case from the side, you can see that it's got a pretty even raised edge all the way around the front of the phone. Doesn't add a lot of bulk to the phone either. Cutouts on the bottom, power button, and our camera button. And on the back, again, it's all silicone, even the cover for your camera. And we have a pretty good raised edge around our camera lenses too. Looks really nice. I love the way that the silicone feels. Let's test out our MagSafe. Clips onto the back, charges your phone immediately. And as far as the hold, this has a really strong hold on the back. Very nice. So you definitely don't have to worry about your phone just falling off your MagSafe accessory. It's going to be on there pretty good, and it also does rotate fairly easily. It's just got a little bit of grip because of the silicone on the back. Let's test out our camera button. Access the camera very easily. Let's go to our photos. There is a little bit of a resistance because of the silicone surrounding the button, but as far as the touch, it seems to be working pretty good. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be bad at all. Now, one thing to note is that this little piece right here is going to be the weak point of the case, and over time this might kind of sag a little bit, but for the rest of the case, it's got a nice firm edge. Again, it feels good in the hand. It's got that kind of silicone type grip. MagSafe is super strong, and I do like how it covers all of your cameras. And I do believe this comes in different colors as well. And then here we have the Ringke Fusion X case in clear. There are some stickers you want to remove on the back and on the inside. And we'll see how much this case weighs. Feels pretty light. 40.6 grams. Put our phone inside the case. Fits the phone really well. Feels good in the hand. It does have some texturing on the side to help with grip. Buttons also easily pressable. They don't sound like they have a click, but they do click when I press them in, if that makes sense. but it does feel pretty good. On the other, if we take a look at the case from the side, you can see it does have a raised edge on the top and the bottom of the case. It also doesn't add a lot of extra bulk to the phone. We do have some texturing on the side here, along with a textured action button and some volume buttons. We have some reinforcements in the corners for drop protection, cutouts on the bottom. We have a textured power button, which I like, cutout for the camera button, and on the back shows off the color of your phone. As far as fingerprints, does seem to do a pretty good job at keeping down fingerprints too. I don't see any. Got our MagSafe ring and a full coverage camera protector. And we have a raised edge around the camera lenses as well, a little bit too. So let's test out that MagSafe. Clips onto the back, charges your phone immediately. And for the hold, it's got an okay hold. It's not the strongest and it's not the weakest. I would say it's adequate. It's adequate enough to hold your MagSafe accessory on your phone. But again, like I said, it's not the strongest hold, but it's not the weakest. I'm not sure why this MagSafe ring is so much different than the other Ringke cases, but that's what it is. It also has these little kind of rubber pieces on the bottom here and some texturing on the back sides. We'll test out our camera, easily access the button, and the touch gestures seem to be working fine as well because you're actually touching the button. So this is another one of my favorite cases. It does have some pretty good protection from drops. It looks great and it also feels great in hand. I love the texturings that they put on the buttons and the side of the case. So after doing all that testing, let me tell you which cases were my absolute favorite, just in case you might have missed it. So for one, the rugged gear. I absolutely love this case. It looks rugged and it also feels great in the hand. The next one is the Fusion X case. Again, feels great in the hand. It's also going to give your phone some pretty good protection. The only thing about this case is the MagSafe ring isn't as strong as some of the other cases, but it's still a nice case. And the other case I absolutely love is the Fusion Bold. Absolutely love the matte transparent backing. And it also feels great in the hand, and it's going to offer your phone some pretty good protection too. So now that you know what my favorite was, I want to know what yours is. Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you guys want to pick any of these up, I will be putting product links in the video description. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please let me know by hitting the like button and consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.